Good morning and welcome back to our daily news broadcast. The date is December 22nd, 1940. The weather outside is pretty brisk, but the cold never really bothered me that much. Thank you. It is with a heavy heart that I announce the death of Francis Scott Fitzgerald, American writer, screenwriter, and poemist. He died last night of a heart attack at the age of 44. Today, we will be reminiscing of Fitzgerald's beloved life and literature. Francis Scott Fitzgerald was born on September 24, 1896, in the city of St. Paul, Minnesota. His mother, Mary McQuillan, came from an Irish Catholic family who made a small fortune in Minnesota as wholesale grocers. His father, Edward Fitzgerald, opened up a wicker furniture business, but it failed to be successful. Fitzgerald was the pride and joy of his family. His first ever piece of writing published was when he was 13, and that was a detective story. He was later sent to Newman, a prestigious Catholic high school in New Jersey. There he met Father Fay. Father Fay had told him to pursue a career in literature. Fitzgerald attended Princeton University after graduating from Newman School, where he continued his artistic development. As he became more enthralled in his writing, his academics suffered, and as a result, he decided to drop out and enter the military. Fitzgerald met his wife Zelda Sayre after exiting the army. Zelda, however, did not want to promise him anything if he did not have money to support them both. A year after they met, Fitzgerald wrote and published *The Side of Paradise*, which became a bestseller and made him wealthy. In 1924, Fitzgerald moved to France, hoping he would get struck with creativity. A year later, he wrote and published *The Great Gatsby*, becoming one of the best novels in the 20s. The Great Gatsby was able to influence the 1920s because the piece of literature was able to capture the era in a way that could not have been done by any ordinary person. Not only did Fitzgerald write about the glamours of the 20s, but along with it, he wrote about the dark side.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you over there. What's this I have in my hands, you may ask? This is actually one of Fitzgerald's finest pieces of works and great depictions of the 1920s. The novel actually follows Nick and Gatsby's strange friendship and his pursuit of a married woman named Daisy, ultimately ending in his exposure as a bootlegger and his death. Although the novel was well received when it was first published, The Great Gatsby never reached its status of being a perfect portrayal of the Roaring '20s. However, now more people are reading his works and are starting to understand how life was during the 1920s.
And now back to your regularly scheduled program.
Fitzgerald was able to impact the 1920s through literature, The Great Gatsby being one of the best depictions of the era. His books were able to convey the sense of hope America promised its youth and the disappointment when they never accomplished it. No other author was able to accomplish writing books like Fitzgerald, which is why he is such a notable figure of the 20s. People viewed Fitzgerald as a literary icon and enjoyed many of his works. Although some of his books weren't as well received as The Great Gatsby, he was still able to be an intricate part of the literary world. This is what made him famous and wealthy. The way words on paper were able to convey the feeling of what it was like to live through the 1920s is such an accomplishment for any writer during Fitzgerald's time. He was able to accomplish all that and also write scripts for Hollywood. I believe that even after Fitzgerald's death, he will still be able to impact others and show them the different sides of the 20s and gain more popularity. It is sad, however, he never got to finish his last book, Love of the Last Tycoon. His death was bittersweet because although he died leaving a great legacy behind, the depression he suffered from probably left him thinking he didn't live up to anything, which was not true. We are now coming to an end of this program, and I want to finish off by saying one of his quotes about life. The loneliest moment in a person's life is when they're watching their whole world fall apart. All they could do is stare blankly. Thank you so much for tuning in and have a great day. It is with a heavy heart that I announce the death of
A heavy heart, alright.
You hate it! Heavy heart that I announce the death of Francis Scott Fitzgerald.
This is actually one.